All right, guys, welcome back. We're in studio today. Mark and Tom here. We're going over UFC Vegas 51. First, let's say thank you to our sponsor, Tampa Bless, home team do good, tampabless.com for more information. All right, guys, let's get right into it. The main event of the evening, Vicente Luque, ranked number 5. He's 21-7-1. He's 30 years old. He's the minus 170 favorite here. He's on that 4-fight winning streak, beating some top guys here. He beat Chiesa, Woodley, Brown, and Nico Price. He's going up against Bilal Muhammad Bolby, ranked number 6, 20-3, 1 no contest, 33 years old, plus 150 underdog. And he's on a pretty good streak himself, winning 6 out of his last 7 with 1 no contest. That was to Leon Edwards. We know the eye scrape, gouge, however you want to call it. Not too intentional. And his last win was against Wonder Boy. Tom, what's going on here? What do you see happening?
You know, this is a good matchup. Bilal's definitely been improving. Luque's been improving. I think Bilal's improvements have been a little bit more noticeable. I think he's significantly improving. I was surprised at how well he did against Wonder Boy. Bilal, I hope he isn't looking past Luque here, though. I saw him on Twitter talking about Colby. You're not up for Colby yet, Bilal. Fight Luque. You already got knocked out by him in the first round last time you fought him, so definitely don't look past that. Look, could Bilal win? Yes, absolutely. Who am I going with here? You know, I think Luque is going to take it again. I'm going with Luque by second round finish or a decision. I think the first round will be tough to get it because Bilal's definitely going to be looking for that because that's how he was stopped the first time. So I think it'll be difficult. I mean, if he gets it in the first round, that'd be something. Right. But I'd be very surprised. But I'm going to go Luque second round finish or potentially a decision.
All right. Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Luque here. I don't think he gets this one done as fast as the first appearance, as you mentioned. I just get the feeling that he's too fast for Bilal in there. I don't like the fact, though, that they're in the apex. It's a smaller cage. Really hurts Luque more than helps him. It really helps Bilal. These guys that love to use cardio wrestling, chain wrestling all day. The cage, they can really grab these guys quick. They don't have anywhere to run. Luque's talented on the ground, though. Don't be fooled. Like, I'm not worried about him down there, but you can wear him out, just grapple him out. I do see that as a little bit of a weakness, I think, for Luque. Same thing how we saw with Bilal beat Wonder Boy. Just get him up against the cage, grapple, get him down, over and over, rinse, repeat. I don't think it's going to be the same as Luque, for sure not. But just I feel like that small cage definitely hurts some of these guys that are got incredible stand-up and they can't move around as much. They try to say it doesn't matter. Definitely does matter.
No, it does.
Yeah. But here's the one thing, though. We saw what Bilal showed against a very fast, high-end striker. We didn't see a lot of it. The eye poke happened, but Leon looked to be in full control, cruising in that first round. Full control second round. Bilal was struggling. That was a larger cage, though. Leon was able to move around, good kicks, good everything. And Luque has all those skills. He really does. I see Luque getting the finish here. I think he gets the finish in the second round. I think Bilal gets a little cocky after the first round. I think we see Luque get that knockout again. He's got dynamite in his hands.
He does.
He's so underrated. You don't hear his name at all. And he's, as you mentioned, Bilal might look past Luque. Luque is not looking past Bilal. They asked him about who his call-out are and what's going to happen in the first one. He's like, I don't even like to think about the first one. That one doesn't count because then it would be easy for this one. And I know it's not the same guy. I'm focusing all my attention on Bilal. No call-outs in my mind right now. I got one fight and one fight only. So his interviews, I've watched them recently. He is 100% focused on Bilal. No question about that. He's not jumping forward. So I like him. I'm taking Luque too. I think he's the rightful favorite.
I think a good point about the apex size, though, that you made. It's a strong point.
It does. But we also saw Luque very recently versus Chiesa, who is a very strong grappler, ground guy too. And he got Luque down. And, well, Luque got the darce on him and slept him. I mean, and he was on the bottom, and Chiesa has great top control. you got to see both these guys versus each other, basically. I mean, well, you did get to see them a long time ago, but I'm not even including that. I'm just saying top-heavy guy versus Luque and a striker versus Bilal, and we saw what happens. So, for me, it's not like Bilal can't win. Obviously, he definitely can win, but I like Luque here. I think he gets the knockout. Is that dynamite. Now, as far as the card market goes, I'm going to keep it sweet on this one, guys. I'm only really going to talk about this first fight because the rest of these guys, well, they're not really relevant. In the card market right now. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, we got like Lina Landsberg. You can buy whatever you want of hers for whatever. I mean, she's in there. But let's go. Both men were printed in chrome. So Bilal's 2018, Luque 2019. Both men don't hold a ton of value right now. But if you believe one can get the belt, I think you got to buy. I personally don't like Muhammad's chances of getting the belt at all, even if he gets by Luque, because at the top of the food chain is all wrestlers like him, and they're probably better than him. You got Usman up there. You got Kobe up there. You got Hamzat up there. And you got Burns with incredible BJJ. So I just feel like he's got such a mountain to climb, being that he's so wrestle heavy, and those guys are the best of the best at wrestling. Luque, on the other hand, I think he's got skills everywhere, and he has the fight-ending power. So he's got a little bit more potential in my eyes. Does he deal with the cardio well is another thing. We got to see him in the 5 rounds, go 5 rounds, be tested a little bit more. Other than that, though, Luque is just a savage that's just not talked about anymore. He's got some bad losses in the beginning, but he's certainly rebounded. He's certainly good. Yeah, I got to buy on Luque, sneaky little buy on him. He's so cheap, easy to pick up. You gotta think about that. All right, let's move right on. This next fight, not the best co-main event here, considering both guys are really making their debut. But we got a middleweight battle. Excuse me on these names here, though. We got Chao Barallo, 10-1 with 1 no contest. He's 29 years old, and he's plus 110 underdog. And he's making his UFC debut after 2 wins on the Contender Series. Finally, he got that slick knockout in the second one, and Dana signed him. He's going up against Omar Ghazi, who's 13-0. He's 29 years old, and he's a minus 130 favorite. He's also making his debut after his Contender Series win. And all you got to know is he's going to wrestle. He's coming to wrestle. I mean, right. He is. He's got those, what do they call it, the Dagestani handcuffs perfected. You'll watch him in his fights. He's talented. Tom, I don't know if you got to do too much tape work on this one or anything, but what do you see happening here? Who do you got?
Yeah, I got to go here with the Ghazi, man, the wrestling, man. This is a close line, though. It's not like there's some big spread here. I mean, this could easily move to almost even. But I got to go with the wrestler here, Ghazi. I'm thinking it could go wrestling into a submission, though. I'm going to lean towards second or third round submission, if not a decision win. Chao, though, he looks like a pretty jacked dude, though. So he's got potential to throw some hands, too. He's got that Brazilian style. But I got to go with the Russian here, the Ghazi.
All right. Well, I've been trying to find tape on these guys as much as I can. Not super easy. Really close on paper. For some reason, though, I think Chao gets the win here. I'm going the opposite way. I know he's the underdog. This is my underdog upset. The reason is Ghazi is going to go for the takedown. And we saw him in his fight versus Jesse get the takedown versus striker. Very solid striker. The thing is, Chao is very smart. He has that ring IQ. He's not going to come out and swing wild and look for the finish, knowing that he might get taken down. I'm not going to say he's not going to look for the finish, but I don't think he swings wild. I think he knows what this fight's about. I think he knows this is his debut, and I'm guaranteeing his camp is working on his takedown defense, and he looks to keep it on the feet, where I think he has a big advantage. That dude has some power. He is good. He is slick. I think he slips the KO round 1 here. I think Chao's gonna get the upset.
You're gonna say, "Yo, Chao, Ciao Gazzi, ciao
Yeah,
Gazzi.
he comes from a good camp. He's got a lot of skill set. Um, Godzi looks very talented too. He doesn't have a loss yet, but I'm giving him this as his first loss. I think the ring IQ is going to really be the factor
I
here.
think Chow, his one loss was like a grappling match that I saw. He might have had one earlier, but I saw a loss on him. It was like grappling, I believe. It wasn't even MMA.
Yeah, he's talented. Trust me, he's talented. He's got 2 wins in the Contender Series, which are both not easy. I mean, they're not putting duds in there either. So, but this is a big test, big step up. I like him here. I like the upset. I mean, would I be surprised if he gets wrestled to the ground? No. But I think he's got the ring IQ where he knows exactly this guy's going to shoot. Flash uppercuts, flash knees, whatever you got to do. Don't let it get to the ground. And he's no slouch on the ground either, though. The kid's got it all. No question about it. All right, but let's move right on. There's no card market for those guys. They haven't even made their debut yet. We'll go right into another welterweight battle here. Miguel Baeza, he's 10-2. He's 29 years old, and he's the minus 180 favorite. And he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Chaos Williams, who's got hands of steel. That dude's got some serious hands. And Ponzinibbio, who's just been around and got great hands too, honestly. He's going up against Andre Fiallo, who's 14-4 and won no contest. He's 28 years old, plus 155 dog here. And his only UFC fight, his debut, was against Michel Pereira, and he got a loss in that one. He didn't look bad, though. Decision. He did not look bad. Tom,
decision.
What do you think is going to happen here? Does Fiallo bounce back, or does Baeza bounce back? I mean, both guys are on some losses here.
Yeah, it's a good matchup. Both of them coming off, a loss, and Baeza coming off 2. Baeza's had some tough breaks there. I like Baeza, though. I think he's got the potential. He's definitely a workhorse, and he's been getting after it, trying to get better. I got to go with Baeza. I think his back's against the wall here. I'm going to go with round 2 finish. Baeza.
Yeah, I like that.
I hope he's not getting in any way punch drunk. I know he got knocked out by Chaos, and I hope that doesn't affect him going forward. But assuming he bounced back from that cleanly, I'm going round 2 finish or a decision, but I'm going with Miguel.
All right, yeah. I personally, I like this fight. I don't like this fight as a gambling perspective, though. I could tell you that. I don't love it. Baeza hasn't really shown us the goods yet. He looked like he was about to when he first started, getting some knockouts, fast, clean hands. Fiallo hasn't shown us the goods yet either. I mean, he shows he's got a little bit of a chin, and he's improving for sure. I think Miguel's problem is he might be a little chinny. Not even punch drunk. He just might be a little chinny. I think if Andre can get some clean shots, I think he can get the W. He brings heavy hands early on. We saw that versus Pereira. I mean, he does. He's got heavy, strong hands very early. I think, though, both guys are working on their game. I think Baeza just needs to duck out of a few heavy hands, and he's got very quick, very heavy hands himself. It's not like he's a slouch there either. I'm with you. I think Miguel gets the W here. I think we see first round. He has to weather the storm, and then I think he does get that finish. I think Fiallo showed he tires a little. Even though he's looked good, I think he tires a little. This fight's tough, though. This could be an upset here if he catches him early. We haven't seen Baeza's chin hold up enough, personally. All right, now let's get on to a women's bantamweight battle. Myra Bueno Silva, she's 7-2 and 1. She's 30 years old. She's a minus 490 favorite. And she's got 2 losses in her last 4 with 1 draw. And she's minus 500 favorite. Insane. And her last fight was a loss to Manion Furet. I mean, it was a good showing for her, but just Manion was just so much faster, just in and out, so much cleaner and better. But she's going up against Wu Yanan, who's 12-4. She's 25 years old, super young. She's plus 360 underdog. And she's also got 2 losses in a row, with Jocelyn Edwards being her last fight. Tom, I mean, the line's saying there's no way Myra can lose, but what do you think happens here?
Well, there's always a chance. So Myra could lose, and everybody knows that. That'd be a huge upset, obviously, on the line. Do I feel like most MMA fans will feel like that's a huge upset? No, they won't, because they probably don't care about either one of these fighters. My opinion is I'm just going to go with Myra here. I'm going to make it quick. Myra by sub, round 1.
Ooh, by sub. I mean, who wants Bueno Silva at -500? I'm going to tell you right now, no one wants her. But she is the favorite for a reason. She showed her chin versus Manuel Furet. She's got heavy hands. She has really solid leg kicks. Her ground game's pretty legit. I think Wu Yaonin gets the takedown. That's going to be her key to success here. But I think she's probably going to fall prey in the guard there. Maybe an arm bar, some kind of submission. I like that. I think she hunts that out. I like Silva to get the W, but, man, this line's brutal. I think Silva actually gets a KO in the 3rd round, is my opinion.
Ooh, I
it. think Wu, she kind of gasses a little bit too much for me. She's a wrestle-heavy girl, and Myra's got strength, and she looks good. I mean, she doesn't look great. Obviously, she doesn't have all wins, but she looks like she's in every fight. That's what I'm going to say. And Wu does not always look like she's in all the fights. She looks like she gets dominated here. We'll see how it goes again. I don't see this one being a stand-up battle until Myra can really fend her off when she gets a little bit more tired. But I'm with you. I got Myra winning. I don't love it. It'll be way later for me on the parlays, but we'll see how it goes. All right, now we got another one that I do like. I like this one a lot. We got a featherweight battle. Pat Sabatini, 16-3, 31 years old, -490 favorite again here. He's on that 5-fight winning streak. He last beat Tucker Lutz, whose game as can be, and Jamal Emmers, who's a good prospect in his own right.
Oh, especially at that time, Jamal was definitely.
Yeah, he's going up against TJ Lamery, who's 12-4. He's 24 years old, super young, plus a 360 dog here. And his UFC debut was a loss to Derek Minner. Tom, I know you like Sabatini here. You see this?
Yeah,
you
I'm
see
a
this one?
Sabatini guy.
Yeah, how do you see this one?
Yeah, I'm rolling with Pat again, man. I like Pat. He's a real respectful, humble dude that brings it, but always shows he's like a true martial artist mentality and how he presents himself. I'm a fan of Pat Sabatini coming out of PA, kind of Philly style.
Right.
On the other side, though, I don't necessarily think that the line should be that heavy. I think it's a little bit exaggerated there, and I think it will come down. That said, I got to roll with Pat here. I think TJ might get himself caught in a guillotine round 1 or 2.
All right, yeah, this fight, another massive line here. I think Sabatini, though, is the well-deserved favorite here. Looking at his past wins, Emmers had him really hurt. He knocked him down, and he still got the submission. That was crazy. He's getting the toe hold versus the heel hook and everything like that. He must have snapped his knee in there. You go back and watch that. He was hurt, and he had the consciousness to wrestle and do what he had to do. And then Lutz is a beast, man. He's like a little tank, Lutz. And he's strong, and Pat just bested him in that one too, man. Just takedown after takedown, just workhorsed him. And he definitely did enough to get the victory. I think the problem here is TJ is just too small to go in there and out-wrestle and out-grapple Pat. I like Pat a lot here. I like him to win this one pretty handily. I'm not saying he goes out there and gets a first-round KO or sub, but honestly, I think TJ needs to drop the bantamweight. When you see him in there, Derek Minner's not a big guy, and he looked big.
Derek's real scrappy, though.
He is, but he looked huge compared to TJ. And TJ is a world-class wrestler at 24. But he's just too small. I see him having too many problems up here in the featherweight division. I really think he's got to go down. Size does matter when guys are on even playing fields with skill sets. So
yeah.
I got Sabatini winning. I think he gets a decision. I don't think Lamery's going to fall prey to anything like he did that first one just because this is his livelihood here, man. You get a couple losses in your debuts and you could easily get cut. So I think he's going to give everything he's got. I think Sabatini's just too big, just too powerful, just too much all around for Lamoury. Don't love the line, but I do really like Sabatini here. I'm rolling Sat Pat too. Go Philly.
Nice.
Yep. All right, let's get on. We got the women's battle here. We got, man, Lina Landsberg coming back again. She's ranked number 11. She's 40 years old. Let me tell you something. I got caught in that last one thinking Sarah McMahon was a little old. And Sarah McMahon put on
Sarah McMahon is so jacked.
She put on a wrestling clinic in her last fight and got that big.
She's just straight powerful, man.
Yeah, she got that big upset. So don't be fooled here by that age.
She had good position too on some of those grappling and on the groundwork. But it didn't matter because McMahon was so jacked that even when you had position on her, she still threw you.
Yes, well, Lina Landsberg's last loss was to Sarah McMahon. So Sarah's rolling. She's got some big wins here. And that last one
I like her.
Was versus a new, strong girl. But she did semi-recently, I say a couple of years, beat Chiazon and Avenger. So she's got some wins here for a 40-year-old. Sarah McMahon is still rolling, though, so I'm not going to take anything really away from that. Her wrestling is just leaps and bounds ahead of these other girls. But she's going up against Pani Kianzad, who's ranked number 12. She's 15-6. She's a minus 400 favorite here, and she's 30 years old. Her last fight was a loss to Raquel Pennington, but before that, you go back and watch, she beat Alexis Davis. She beat her up pretty good. Very fast hands in there. And she beat Eubanks before that, and Eubanks is very good.
Tough.
Yeah, very good.
Tough. Sarge.
Sarge she's in the right weight class now. Won't go on about her. But Tom, does 40-year-old Landsberg got what it takes?
Yo, I'm rolling with the friggin' upset, yo. I'm rolling with the old timers here, man. And 40 in the women's division is like 45 to 50 range for the men's. It's rare. You just brought up a very rare example, McMahon. She's not many.
She's winning, though.
I know that. But I'm just saying there's not as many as in the men's. 40 and over in the women's does not happen very often like it does in the men's. We have belt holders in the men's historically that have been over 40. The women, though, I don't think that's ever happened. And there's not that many of them out there. But I'm rolling with Lina here. I mean, that would be a heck of a little flip there. I mean, you wouldn't even have to put that much on it, man. The line's so shady.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
going Lina by decision. I don't think she's going to get the finish here, but I think she's going to get the decision.
Yeah, I don't love this line at all here. But I like Pani. The thing is, this is striker versus striker. I think Pani's much faster. She's much more youthful. I just see a lot of advantages here. I know she lost her last one, but let's be real. Pennington has been looking pretty good lately too. She's on like a little bit of a comeback herself.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't really take that loss into a hard consideration. I mean, it's a loss, but I think this is a good fight for her to show out her skills here. Lina's aging. I think she's fallen out of favor a little bit at 40. I have a feeling it looks very similar to Pani versus Alexis Davis. Just a little too fast, too in and out. Good game plan. I don't know if we're going to see a knockout. She does have decent power, but most of the women, we don't see a lot of KOs. We know that. But I think the more significant strikes belong to Pani, and she's going to get her hand raised at the end of the night here. That's my pick. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is a very quiet card. Not much we can do here. A couple fights fell off.
A lot of tough picks, too. A lot of tough picks.
Yeah. But I appreciate you joining us. I'll try to get you guys up some good wins for see if you guys can beat me here. So get your picks ready.
Oh, yeah. We're going to throw down this week, man.
All right. Later.